the top 10 NFL offensive lines in football. I'm not going to put any marker down. I'm not going to put a countdown or where they were last year because offensive linemen change all the time. Obviously, drafts happen, free agency happens. So, I don't think there's a point in doing that. I just want to tell you what I think the top 10 offensive lines in football this year are going to be. And we're going to start with the 49ers at number 10. Honestly, there are a lot of questionable offensive lines in the NFL. People that haven't played much, people that haven't even played it down yet because they got drafted. So there's just a lot of, uh, there's a good amount of really great offensive line. Maybe a few. There's a solid amount that are not bad, and then there's just guys there's just a lot of holes in some of them. So breaking it down this way is where I come to the conclusion the Niners are going to be number 10 regardless of what they lost. So you're looking at the 49ers. They had a total of 7 sacks allowed between the four offensive linemen, 12 hits allowed, 114 pressures. It's not awesome, but it's not god awful. Obviously, they have a future Hall of Famer in Trent Williams at left tackle, and that's not going to change. He's probably going to stay there until the end of his career. Ben Barch is going to be their left guard, which did not play at all. So, again, he's a mystery, but again, he could be pretty solid. Their center position is Jake Brendel, like always, and he had a solid year. I think he's going to be tremendous for him and very productive. At the right side, Puny, who can have good seasons, and I know he's been a pretty good right guard, but the pressures need to go down tremendously if they want to have more success on this offensive line. And McKivitz, who also needs to, as well, work on his pressures. But he's a solid right tackle option as well, next to or right by Trent Williams, on the other side. So this is a not an atrocious offensive line. They lost Aaron Banks. I think that's going to be a huge loss for them. We'll see what Barch does. This offensive line, though, I think they are ranked number 10, and they should be a top 10 unit this year. Number 9, we're going to have the Washington Commanders. This is a team that went to the NFC Championship game, and a lot of it, or some of the credit that needs to come from that, is the offensive line and what made Jaden Daniels' rookie campaign a success. Yeah, the Washington Commanders definitely got better. I mean, they kept obviously the same guys. They're improving, and I mean, they even drafted a future tackle for him, so that's a good sign for him. If you're looking at the stats, 7 sacks that they allowed, 9 hits, and 93 pressures with the four linemen that I have for this team. Yeah, it's a team that, again, is working towards something, working towards obviously trying to win more than just a couple of playoff games. They're looking to win the whole thing. So, overall, the Commanders, honestly, they got a lot better. So, they got Laramie Tunsil, who I think is a great addition for him. He's an all-pro, Pro Bowl type tackle, definitely a veteran type presence for him, and that's a really, really good sign for him. You're looking at Allegretti. Allegretti definitely needs to lower on his pressures allowed, but overall, not a bad left guard to have. At the center, you got one of the best centers in the game in Biadas, who had a great year actually. Definitely could have been a Pro Bowler. I think will be sooner rather than later. And then you have Cosme at the right guard, which doesn't get enough recognition. Didn't really play that much this year. But I mean, yeah, he's a solid right guard. He's honestly, when he's healthy and he's has a full season under his belt, he's a top 10 right guard. And then the right tackle, which is a rookie, they just drafted Connerly Jr. Yeah, I think he could be a solid addition for him. Obviously, want to see what he does and translate to the NFL. This is a really good offensive line. It's underrated. And I expect to see an explosive team still. I expect to see a competitive NFC East team and obviously a playoff contending team. Number 8 is actually going to become as a surprise, but it's going to be the Arizona Cardinals. Their potential's honestly high. They definitely have uh, they definitely have some offensive linemen that are going to be extremely good in the future, and they have the potential of being extremely good. And I mean, they put in the work, so I'm not just giving it to them just because they definitely have put in the work. I know they didn't go to the playoffs or whatnot, but they have the ability of definitely being feared. Definitely. You're looking at 11 sacks given up, 9 hits, and 90 pressures. Honestly, pretty solid. I know that when you're looking at the offensive line, two of them didn't play as much as they should have, and obviously that's gonna possibly make my argument questionable at best. But overall, I just really enjoy how this unit has upgraded and how they've really they've held up the draft area, what they're trying to do. They're trying to build through the draft, and it's helping them. They got Paris Johnson Jr., who's young, who's got solid potential from him at the left tackle position. Evan Brown, I think, is a solid left guard for him. I really like him. Frodeholt is one of the top 10 centers in the game. He's had a tremendous season. Isaiah Adams, didn't play as much as he should have, but honestly showed some type of ability and really good play at that right guard position. And Jonah Williams, I think he's going to be the only one that will probably be out of that discussion of offensive line when they start getting really good. But Jonah Williams, he had a solid season, regardless of not playing as much. Overall, this is a really good Arizona Cardinals team that's trying to build something. I think they're going in the right direction, offensive line wise. I'm glad that they're building something, and it's looking up for them. They're number 8. Obviously, Washington and San Fran. They got some playoff experience to them, but I really like this Arizona Cardinals offensive line and what they're doing. 7, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, I mean, this is a really good offensive line, another underrated young offensive group that is going to be a lot better than last year, and it got Justin Herbert some time to throw the ball, and that's honestly a big thing of what he needs and a big thing of what he was struggling with. So having him have an offensive line is very important and great for the future of this team. The Chargers, they gave up 21 sacks, 27 hits, and 126 pressures allowed. But who they have at the offensive line is pretty impressive. So you got Rashawn Slater at the left tackle. I mean, all pro talent, Pro Bowl, young, so that's good. Bradley Bozeman at the left guard, I think is going to be really good. He's a veteran type guy, definitely helps the interior. Zion Johnson, he's young. He needs to improve on his pressures and sacks and whatnot, but I think with time and learning through the veterans, I think he'll be a lot better. Mekhi Becton is a huge signing for him. He went from the Philadelphia Eagles and winning a Super Bowl to here. He's going to bring that competitive nature and that Super Bowl pedigree to the team. And of course, their number one pick or number one first round overall pick, um, Joe Alt. I think that's a huge thing for him. It's a great signing. Yeah, I'm expecting great things from this offensive line this year. At number 6, we got the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, this is a really, really sneaky, underrated team. They bring a lot to the table in terms of their offensive line, and they definitely have a good combination of veterans and younger type players that are obviously trying to get better as the years are going by. So overall, I really like this team. I think they got a really good unit, and I think it's gonna help the Rams. They got a really good chance of going far in the playoffs. As long as they have Matt Stafford, I think they have a chance to win many games. And when you look at the Rams at that number 6 spot, they gave up 15 sacks, 25 hits allowed, and 108 pressures. In the On the offensive line, they got Alaric Jackson, who's a young left tackle. I think he's still got a lot to prove. I think he's getting better, and I think he's going to be very productive for the team. Left guard Steve Avila, I think, has been really good. He's been moved around, and he's still succeeding and doing well. So that's a guy that you need to look at. At the center position, Coleman Shelton, bringing him back from Chicago for that 1 year. Bringing him back, I think, is a huge thing. I think he's a solid center. He's not a top 10 center by any means, but he's still a solid choice for him. Dotson, I mean, he's a top 10 right guard in the league. He had a really good year this year, and I think he's going to help them tremendously. And right tackle Havenstein, the veteran type guy. Pretty much their Andrew Whitworth at this point now. Yeah, he's had also a tremendous season as well, a top 10 right tackle in the game. Yeah, I expect this offensive line to continue to strive, continue to thrive, and yeah, this offense is going to have a good time this year. Five is going to be the Green Bay Packers offensive line unit. I think it's a solid choice to put him here. I think they built a really good offensive line. They built a really good team. This is a team that I think can compete and will compete with the top guys in the NFC like the Eagles. So overall, their offensive line has done really well. 12 sacks allowed all season, 19 pressures, and 124 pressures and 19 hits. Yeah, it's not bad, dude. Honestly, overall, they can obviously get better, but this is a really young offensive line mixed with some good veteran leadership here. They have a really young left tackle in Rasheed Walker, who has a lot of potential. Obviously, could get better with his pressures and obviously with the sacks given up, but you know, I think he's had a tremendous year. On the other side, you're looking at right tackle Zach Tom. I think he's going to be legitimate. He's a legitimate great right tackle. He's one of the premier ones in the league. He needs to get paid the big bucks, absolutely. When you're looking at the guards, I mean, Aaron Banks getting signed from the Niners to Green Bay is a huge thing for them. It upgrades their entire interior offensive line, which I think will be great. The only question I think would be Sean Ryan there at the right guard position. We don't really know what he's about to be or what he's going to do. He obviously played and showed some type of some positives, right? But we'll see what he does. The full right guard position there, job full time. So, and then obviously center moving Elgin Jenkins from the guard position to the center position. I think he's going to succeed. He'll do well. I'm excited to see what the Packers do this year. Number four is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have honestly the sneakiest, probably best offensive line in football, or going to be one of the best offensive line in football. Yeah, from everything from left tackle to right tackle, you just have guys that are they're go-getters and they move people, man. Yeah, tremendous work from them. 8 sacks given up, 7 hits allowed, 104 pressures. Obviously, the pressures are a little high, but overall, God, they are something to watch. I mean, you start with Tristan Wirfs, who is a generational left tackle. Definitely a guy that's going to be definitely high potential Hall of Famer. You got Ben Bredesen, who's come into his own. He's been a great left guard for them in Tampa. Graham Barton, who they drafted last year, who's been a solid center. He's going to be an all-pro type guy. Cody Mock, who's a mauler, aggressive, mean, great right guard play, and then right tackle Luke Goedicki, who is definitely a top 10 right tackle in the league. He's had a tremendous year. He's underrated for his position, so this is a really good Tampa Bay Bucks team. They're going to keep getting better. Number three is the Buffalo Bills offensive line. Yeah, this is a honestly very another underrated offensive line. I feel like huge reason of the Cook offensive potential and his rise, as well as Josh Allen's MVP season, was based upon the offensive line of Buffalo and what they were able to do as a unit. They allowed 4 sacks, they had 11 hits, and 125 pressures allowed. They definitely have a solid offensive line, and all these guys know each other. They're very fond of playing with each other. They're really they're having a good time out there. When you're looking at it from the standpoint of their offensive line, Deion Dawkins is a guy, Pro Bowl, multiple time Pro Bowler, continues to produce at a high level. David Edwards, his left guard from the Rams, and brought the winning pedigree to the Buffalo Bills. McGovern is a solid center and continues to be a solid center. Osiris Torrance is learning. He's getting better. He's still super young. He needs to have the pressures go down for sure. But overall, I mean, this is a really good right guard potential wise. And Spencer Brown quietly has been a really good right tackle for him. And obviously a top 10 member for me on this list this year. So overall, great offensive line. I'm excited to see what they do. Second best offensive line in football is going to be the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, they positioned Bo Nix to have a tremendous time at the QB position because they're going to give him a lot of time. It's going to help his development, his growth, and good on Denver. They are a solid team in general. This offensive line and unit is one of the best, though. Yeah, honestly, just a bunch of mean guys up front, and they are there. They are great. They got some athleticism. They're great run blockers, great pass blockers. I mean, yeah, they do not let Bo Nix. They rarely get Bo Nix nicked there. So, 11 sacks that they've given up, 12 hits allowed, 79 pressures. It's insane. It's a great number. It's something that you look at and you're like the Broncos really, and you look at some of the guys that they got, and they got some studs, man. At left tackle, they got Garrett Bowles, who's definitely a top 10 or just even relevant of a left tackle. He's been tremendous for him. Ben Powers has been amazing since he's been in Denver. Wattenberg is a young center that has definitely continued to progress and become better. Miners is the best right guard that I have on my list, and he continues to thrive at the all pro level. And McGlinchey, at his veteran type presence, continues to showcase that. And so, yeah, they're going to have one of the best offensive lines in football. The number one offensive line in football is no question going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles have been legendary for a long time with the offensive line. I feel they lose players and they still regain guys to come and play, and they plug them in and they're still effective. So it's just the culture, maybe the system. It's just the organization as a whole has been successful, and so when you win a Super Bowl championship, Super Bowl ring definitely comes with recognizing every facet of the team, and you gotta acknowledge this offensive line, and obviously trying to ban the Philly, the tush push there, has definitely been known because it's so effective. Because that offensive line makes it so effective, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at the Eagles. 10 sacks allowed, 7 hits, and 85 pressures. They rarely do that. They rarely let guys get by. And from what they have, Malita left tackle, who's an absolute monster, fantastic player, a all pro type guy, one of the best there. Dickerson, one of the best left guards in the game, has been fantastic for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jurgens, who got plugged in after Kelsey retired, honestly, had a pretty good transition. He's been pretty solid. Steen, he's a guy that's going to plug in for Becton. I mean, obviously hasn't really played much. Do I believe he'll have a good transition with the guys that he's going to learn from? Yeah, I do. And then right tackle Lane Johnson, Hall of Fame player, multiple All Pros, multiple Pro Bowls. Yeah, so all these guys together are a machine. They're a wall. And yeah, I mean, that's the reason why Saquon went for 2,000 yards. So good on them. Absolutely fantastic for them. And yeah, they're the best offensive line in football.